you've ever asked yourself, how can I get the swing and the golf game that I've always imagined without trying every tip, every training aid, watching every video after video on social media, then this podcast is for you. Welcome. I'm Daniel Guest, and welcome to the Imagen Golf podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Imagen Golf and PXG. All right. Good afternoon, Imagination. It is a snowy day out here on Friday. It is 4-Minute Friday. And you know what that is? That's when we give you a tip, a tool, a suggestion, a strategy, something that you can take with you to the course, to implement in your game right away without changing a whole lot, if anything, for that matter. And we do that in 4 minutes or less, starting now. Well, look, this might be one of the single biggest equipment mistakes I see in students' bags, in anyone's bag for that matter, right? It's not the brand of ball people play, right? Although that could be a challenge. It's not the brand of clubs that they play. It's not the tees that they use, although that could be a problem. All that stuff could be a problem, right? It's certainly not even the shaft. I'm not even talking about that, and we know how important the shaft is. What I'm talking about is the loft stamped on the bottom of your woods and or your hybrids, right? The loft. If you want to hit the ball farther and you want to hold more greens, right? Not like, oh man, you hit the green, it's in the front of the green, you're fixing your ball mark, and your ball is, I'm not even exaggerating, 50, 60, 70 feet in front of you, right? Or in the deep rough on the back of the green, right? If you're looking to hold greens, right, you have got to put your ego aside per se and raise the loft. All right. That's it. I mean, I could stop the podcast right there, right? I'll give you a perfect example, right? And this happens every single day in every pro shop across the country or across the globe. People walk into a pro shop, they see this, beautiful new club. Right now, all the clubs are coming out. It's a sleek new driver, 9 degrees stamped on it, right? I'm doing air quotes. Or a 3-wood with, 13 degrees stamped on it, 15 degrees stamped on it. And you're like, I'll take it. Why? Well, that's because what the pros play, right? And I'm just telling you, I'm here to tell you, it's just wrong. You're absolutely wrong, right? The average amateur swing speed is so significantly slower than a tour pro, right? And when you combine a slower and let's just call less efficient swing speed, right, with low loft, you get a piercing. By the way, you don't get this piercing trajectory. Right? You get a nosedive. You get a pull hook. You get a toe shot. Right? I want you to think of a garden hose, right? If you turn the water pressure, which would be your swing speed, down low, but you point the nozzle straight, which would be low loft, the water will simply just fall onto your shoes, right? To get that water to reach the flower bed, as an example, or the grass right in front of you, or the tree that you're watering, with low pressure, you have to angle that nozzle up. That is the easiest, most generic analogy or metaphor that I can show you, right? Golf, we say this every day, golf is nothing more than one big physics equation, right? So we've got to have the physics in our favor. So here's some actionable advice for your bag setup. And I'm going to start with fairway woods. If you want to listen, I think you should ditch your 3-wood, but I want you to at least seriously consider ditch it. All right. Get rid of that 3-wood, put it in timeout like mine. Hey, you don't want to throw it away. I get it. Put it in timeout. Instead, I want you to look for a 4-wood, right? Maybe even a 5-wood, somewhere between, 16.5, 17, and 20 degrees. Because the 4 loft has more loft, it will definitely launch higher, and it's easier to hit because the shaft is about an inch smaller, all right? 90% of all you golfers out there, a 4-wood will actually travel longer than your 3-wood, and here's why. Because the ball will stay in the air longer. Plus, like I said, it is significantly shorter, so it absolutely makes it easier to hit, all right? So I want you to consider that. And for the love of the game, right, as my one coach used to say, right, will you look into a 7-wood, even a 9-wood? These 7 woods and 9 woods today are literally cheat codes. How do I know? Because I have them in my bag and Tour Pros hit them as well, right? So take a look, ditch some of these longer irons, ditch some of that, the 3 hybrid that you have that's 13 degrees, right? Get rid of that thing, right? And look into these bigger lofted clubs, right? Even if you just went and tried something, right? You just went to the local pro shop, Golf Galaxy, PGA Superstore, whatever you have around you. I want you to think about, look, let's say you're stuck on hybrids. Hey, I love my hybrids. Okay. Then I want you to think like 23, 25, 28 degrees. And you'll absolutely not only hit the ball farther, but here's a little untold secret. The descent angle will be better. Why is that important? Because if it's not 45 degrees, the ball's not going to stick on the green. So we want, in essence, we want the ball to fly out of the sky, or actually drop out of the sky, I should say, right? Like a raindrop, right? We don't want it to skip like a stone, all right, unless you're sculling it, right? So a higher loft increases the opportunity for that to happen, right? So that's really it, right? I want you to think about, heck, I have an 11 wood coming this year, right? You know why? For every reason we just talked about. I hit that thing 120 plus feet in the air. I hit it about 180. I put a whole video online on our YouTube channel. I hit it 187 yards. I hit it within a disparity or a dispersion of about 10 to 15 yards on either side, which from 187 yards I will take, right? And it comes down at almost 50 degrees. So this club is absolutely dropping out of the sky, and I'm absolutely going to be loving it this season. So that's it, right? That's the podcast. Thanks for listening. Get yourself some higher lofted clubs. Oh, and by the way, turn that driver up. Oh, and one last thing. Let's say you don't want to buy new clubs. You're like, Daniel, I'm not buying new clubs. Okay. Most of your hybrids and most of your woods are adjustable. Crank them up, right? Crank them up to the highest possible setting loft-wise. And you'll also be doing yourself a favor because most of you still push the ball to the right. When you raise the loft of a golf club, any golf club, you in essence close the face as well. So you're going to hit it farther and straighter, and you'll be thanking me for it. I'll drop the notes I'll drop the video that I just mentioned in the notes below. And here's to getting you the swing and the game that you've always imagined. All right, then. That's today's podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the follow button wherever you get your podcasts, and be sure to check out our site, imagengolf.com. Check out our YouTube page at Imagen Golf, and we're on all the social media platforms. I'm the same at Imagen Golf. And here's to getting you the swing and the game that you've always imagined. Hey guys, it's Daniel here. Hey, thanks for listening first and foremost. Handicaps haven't changed in over 35 years for one reason and one reason only. Traditional golf instruction just doesn't work. So if you're serious about getting that swing and game that you've always imagined, take a look at our site, imagengolf.com. Join our members-only club. Check out my video series, or even take a virtual or in-person lesson with me. There is no one who's more passionate about making you better in the industry, and I guarantee you'll golf better, guaranteed, or everything is free.